Hello, everybody. Welcome to another conversation of the Symphony Energy and the Symphony of Possibilities class coming up with Jane in Croatia on the 25th of February. Doris and I have been having these conversations with some of the Symphony Advanced practitioners. And the Symphony Advanced practitioners are people who have attended a couple of Symphony of Possibilities classes, as well as the Maestro class. So they've really gone forth into the world and played and worked with these energies of the symphony in a lot of wonderful ways. And today we have Gaia from
Hello.
France.
Bonjour.
Gaia is also the regional creator for Access Consciousness Europe. Is that correct, Gaia? Did I say that correct?
Yes. Regional coordinator, events, all of this.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know. And so she's definitely going to be there live in Croatia. And, you know, Gaia, we've been having these conversations with people about the symphony energies. And a question Doris started with yesterday, which I so loved that she asked Desiree, was when you have the word Symphony of Possibilities or Symphony Energy, what is the first thing that you think of?
Well, I had two things. Sorry, at the same time. So
Oh,
I had,
yay!
so I'm like, well, I when you say that, I had a dance, and also like when you see like a big orchestra with like everyone playing together the music, that's also the first vision when you say Symphony of Possibilities. That's kind of like what I just like whoop, this picture in my head, because that's what happens actually. Like I think it has the same like it's funny because right now when I look at like this kind of concept, how do you call that? Orchestra. I don't know how you say that in English, but like it looks chaotic but also looks like in symphony too. Like it's really like in harmony too, right? So like to me when we are all in this room together, when it's like happens to be live in a room somewhere in the world, like it's like have that like everyone's playing together and it has like everyone is playing their part, but also their part is creating a symphony with everyone too. And that's also, but it doesn't have to be with everyone in the room. You creating a symphony also with just the person that is on the table with you, or if you're on the table and receiving the session. So yeah.
Oh, that is so cool. You reminded me of years ago, I used to do massage. And as I started doing massage and really like physically, you know, you physically touch the body, but in the symphony energy, and when you're doing sessions, you're not always intensely touching the body. And as I used to do the massage and slowly like realized when I took my hands off the body, there's actually more energy available. What is your experience of that in
Well,
sessions?
it is really different from a massage. Yes. I mean, I also like a good massage, I have to say. And I also love receiving a SOP session, because the short version of that would be SOP, if you never heard of Symphony of Possibilities, SOP. So, what was the question? It's like, how is it for me? Um,
Yeah, how's it for you receiving and giving a session where it's just that light touch and the energy?
well, it's really like now if I compare like to massage and SOP, I'm like, I'm creating my life with a SOP. Like there's something happening that is
Yeah.
beyond just the body, basically. So it's like it's just opening something else. Like, and honestly, there's no, I think for anyone who would have received a SOP, it's hard to put words on what it is, on what you're experiencing, I would say. But just like I'm happier after a session, or maybe I'm just, or I have, we could also say that I more have a sense of me, or basically more like what I've been not being me, um and also just like, I don't know, I'm just like hello world, like what else is possible after a session. um so so yeah. And I mean, recently I was actually watching a video that I've done after my first SOP class, and I was like, oh, I didn't know I already used those words. Like I actually say on the video, I was like, oh, it's like and I was like 20 years old. I was really cute on that video. Like, and I was like, oh my god! So I'm just coming back from like 3 classes. I don't know. I've been to Ireland and like in classes there. I was like, so I've done SOP, and I don't remember the other classes there, but I was like, it's like a dance with energy. I was like, and at that time, if I remember the me at that time, I thought I didn't know how to get energy. Like I really did not think I would. I didn't even know why I was so attracted to go to that class. Like, so I was like, I don't get it. I'm just gonna be standing there in the room with I don't know. I mean, and I knew nobody. Like, and I was just going there, and I was like, oh well, actually, maybe I do. I just did not realize it.
I love it because I remember this class so much. Like I do not remember every class, but I even know where you stood when you asked your questions. And then
Wow,
you
I will remember that day forever, though.
yeah. Wow, that's cool. Yeah. And Samantha and I talked a lot about this class or in like when we meet. Like it's somehow this class really stood out for several reasons. And it's true, I can remember you really well in this class. And also seeing you mentioned I was this young girl back then, but also how your life expanded from there,
Yeah.
right? Like where we are now, and we introduced you with the regional grader, and it's not like, you know, like this is right, but to see what you can create as your life if you follow the energy and are willing to dance, like how you brought in the energy of dancing. If you're willing to dance with life and everything that comes along, then everything is possible, even if it doesn't seem like this. That's so beautiful. And I wanted to add as well with the question of the beginning. Um, I didn't come from body work. Like Samantha said, she came from already working with bodies and doing massages and different things. And by the way, she's really good.
Book a session with Sam if you're in South Africa or if you're ever traveling and you see her.
You want to have a neck massage and something around that and stuff. This is so good. So, but I didn't come from that. So it was also like the invitation of going there and touching bodies, and not like, I see people now also in classes where we haven't learned touching bodies. Like it's more like often you are like, is it not too um you know too intense, or do I hurt you? Like people are always like in a way of like, but we all know if we are really present with a body, even if we are putting on more weight, if you are like there, it's more relaxing than like this hesitation of, I'm not sure. And
Yeah.
this is also what SOB taught me, and I'm really grateful for, like to really being willing to contribute, to touch, to be present, to receive it, to all of this. And this is beautiful.
That present part is like you say, you cannot get anything wrong if you are present.
Yeah.
Like and also, so it's being present with the body, but also being present with the person, with the being. And it doesn't get a lot of time in your life. I mean, I'm more now for me. I would say that I know access consciousness. That I know so many people that are looking for that too. But before, like having someone that actually could stand next to you with no judgment of you. I mean, I might just cry right now because that was like there's so many judgment, and I mean also just the judgment that you have with yourself. I mean, I was someone that was judging myself like 24 hours a day, like truly. um and then just like having someone that's be there with you and dance with you with not judging, and actually like then when you don't have judgment, you also have possibilities then.
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
and that is a beautiful gift. But even like if you're on a session or not, but that is such a beautiful gift to be able to be next to someone and not have any judgment. Like it's really, like I think the world is asking for more of that. So
Me too. I'm almost crying. Like I love this.
Yeah.
Also, it's not there. Like even if it's new to you when you watch this, even if you would think, how do I not judge? How do I come to this place? It's just there. Like if you start a session and you're willing to be present, there is no judgment. It just goes away. It's like, and you will, it like, it's this, for me, there is this wonder in it of like, wow, I can't even grasp a judgment, you know? It's like, and then you see people differently. There is this different perspective that you get, of like, where it's not like, you know, when you lie down as well and receive a session, you have really a hard time to holding on to whatever is going on, to your own judgment. So you can drop your barriers. So also the other, you don't have your projections and stuff up. So also there is another play possible with the person that works with you and also with receiving. Maybe it doesn't make sense, but I have this moment of like, therefore I love it so much. It's like you would need to work really hard to hold up whatever you think you are or whatever you're presenting all the time. And so it gets to this place where you come to more vulnerability with yourself, and then having someone contribute to you with no agenda and no judgment, it's so healing. That's the place for me. This is the
And
healing.
the contribution to that is, Dane invites us to that energy in the ESB class, the energetic synthesis of being, that energy of presence, exactly what Doris is talking about. And that gets expanded in the ESB session. And then it's, the Symphony of Possibilities just expands on that.
I love that you're bringing up the ESB, Samantha, because it's actually a prerequisite.
Yes.
And sometimes it's like, but why? I just want to do SOP right away. And hey, there's actually a reason for that. Well, actually, when my first ESB I signed up to, I thought I was signing up for SOP. So I was a bit disappointed when I see that everyone was sitting down in the room. I'm like, what's going on? And then I was like, and after the class, I got it why ESB is a prerequisite. It really creates this platform for you to be like taking off with SOP, basically. So like when you have a prereq to a class, it's like it's really because it's there to open more for you and like to get you ready, quote unquote. Like, I'm probably not the perfect word for that, but hey, you also don't have to be perfect to receive or give to SOP sessions. And I think that's
so
a big
true.
thing. Sometimes we're like, oh, but I really need to have no judgment in my world to be able to give a session or receive it. I really need to be able to put my barriers down. I really need blah, 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 blah. Like, hey, like when you are gifting your SOP session or receiving, just come the way you are. Like, and just with like, hey, like, what can I contribute today? What can I receive? And what can I be? Like, yeah.
What
like in the ESB session, in the ESB class, the first one I ever went to was so many years ago, but I really received a sense of the energy of my being. Before, to me, energy was like, oh, you're like further away. Like I didn't see myself as the person, as the energetic being. And the ESB just allows you to acknowledge that. And then you bring that into the symphony sessions with you, which is awesome.
Totally. What are you looking forward to going to Opatia again, Gaia?
I'm looking forward for everything. I mean, first of all, Opatia is a pretty relaxed city. So it's in Croatia, and the capital of Croatia is Zagreb, which is a city. But then you get like into a nice car, and you drive for like an hour and a half and 2 hours, and you get to like a completely different like surrounding. Like you're by the sea. Like it's very, I don't know, it's very quiet and nurturing also for the body. Like it's and there's amazing restaurants with amazing food. Hey, you told me what I'm looking for, what I'm telling you, everything. And I'm also
Everything.
and I'm also looking forward to meet amazing people, basically. I mean, I've been loving having live events again, because the last 2 years has been a bit different, let's say. And I mean, hey, I have also like discovered so many things on doing SOP online. Like the first SOP online that we had after the whole like quarantine started, whatever, was, I think it was in April 2020. And I discovered like way I could perceive energy that I never done before. Like I was behind my screen, like exactly like here, and I had a partner online. And I was like, I really don't know, because the person is like, I think she was like, my person was in New Zealand, my partner, and I was like, I'm in France. I'm like, how is that possible? And I really perceive the energy that I like really with there's no borders, like, and like really like when stepping into a different I don't know, playground, like a different like somewhere where we are basically all very close to each other, like there's no distance involved anymore. So anyway, that was like, I was like, wow. But then like also recently I was in Turkey, and it's been just amazing to get to also really see people again, you know. Like I discovered that people have legs, they're not just like half of a body. I was like, oh, I forgot that. But and also there's something that I love when I get to host those classes. It's like the person on day one at registration, you're like, hello, like
Yes.
and then you also see them on day 3 or day 4, depends on how long the class is, with like there's like so much gratitude, or like so much change, or like just something else that is possible. And I'm always so grateful for that. I'm like, see, I'm a gratitude crier basically.
Oh,
But I mean, and then I'm like, okay, cool, well, I love what we being and doing with
yeah.
all this. And I'm so also grateful for the choice that people make, and sometimes it's even the choice of not going. I just want to say, like, sometimes that is also just creating something. So
Yeah.
just look at what yeah, what we create more for you and for the world, and never shows up the way you think it will. So yeah.
So very true. It never shows up the way you think it will. Thank you for
Yeah,
that
but it's like Doris,
reminder.
and yeah, and it's like Doris at the beginning say like, look where you are right now. But I'm like, we all have the thing that we can create our life, and it doesn't look like the way we think we are. And I really wonder, for anyone listening right now, what would that be for you? And I'm excited to see that. And like, and don't like have any cognitive sense. I mean, I was, hey, I was in acting school at that time. Like I had no idea where I would be today.
Yeah.
um and so like really just like into like swimming into that space of what else is possible and what is
Yeah.
fun for you. So yeah.
Yeah. And also, like, if there's someone there that they can't come to this class right now, we have seen people come to registration where they've said, you know, I've been waiting to come, and it's taken them 6 months, sometimes a year, to, you know, get the money together or get all their prereqs to attend. It's, you know, it's not like the be all and end all if you can't come now. There's always other possibilities. So just keep asking for them to show up, and they will miraculously. That's just the miracle. The symphony already contributes to you when you ask for it, and you engage with that energy. It's already contributing.
That's so true, Sam. So talking about body, we have seen, and I think Sam, you included, Doris, we have seen miracles showing up before a class, where we, you know, when you actually registered to the class, we called you, like just like hi and checking in with you. And then sometimes we hear people like, oh, but like honestly, it's really far away from the money that I have right now. And we're just like, okay, well, I mean, like exactly what just Sam said, like as to like the class will contribute, like what else is possible. And it might be not this time, it might be another time, but sometimes we have people coming with the most crazy story of how the money showed up. And I was like, wow. Like I add them to my notes to like, okay, this is a cool story to tell, like about like creating money in like in the weirdest way, and like in the way that you would have not expected. So yeah.
Oh, thank you. Is there anything else, Gaia? Is there anything you would like to ask us?
Well, first of all, I'm very happy that you're doing this live and inviting even more of the world to this energy, or to choosing your class to learn what SOP is. If I have a question for you, I mean, are you happy? Are you more happy now than before?
Do we look happy?
that is really something that stands out, right? Sometimes several people of us have these pictures before and after, the first access class or the first pass class or the first foundation or whatever, or 10 years before and now. And I'm really stunned always when I see it. And there is also something with the happiness and liveliness that you can see in a picture and in people's bodies. And the difference, like I have to say, like this is what I so love, is the beauty that shows up, but not only like the appearance, but the whole thing that just is so attractive. And yeah, I'm much more happy than before. But I didn't have like a bad life, but just a life that I would say was so normal. Like I knew in a way what is happening. I knew, okay, now it's Sunday and this is happening, or blah blah blah, all of this. And and what this is also inviting you is the playfulness of, like, if you wouldn't plan out. So you said you were in an actor school at the beginning when access came into your life, and this was something you were interested in and you have a capacities for, but you didn't think of like coordinating like Europe and being in a worldwide company, but it showed up because you were willing to like go with the flow. And this is where I wonder if we would let go of all the shoulds and musts and I've learned this and now I need to do this, or what can show up for all of us also in the situation where we are, where somehow sometimes there's, I would say, the energy also of like, as long as it holds on, like whatever, the situation, like people start to hold on to whatever they think they need to hold on to, instead of like, if I would let go everything, then what could show up? What could I explore? And this is SOP for me as well.
Yeah.
And this is what excites me. My kids just walked by during our conversation, and this is a big part for me as well, where I get really touched of, like, I do sense a lot of teenagers and kids also being irritated or like having stress, or like, this thing of like, what the fuck is going on in this world? And I know that a lot of them relax when SOP, the energy is coming around the conversations. My kids have asked me, like, when is the next class we can join? And I'm like, it's SOP. So now I'm doing it online. I don't go to a Patya because it's easier for me right now to have them join the class if we do it from home and have like the excitement of joining here. And I know that this is such a contribution of, and again, like, yes, there's a possibility of life, but I mentioned yesterday as well, I'm blown away of the possibility of joining online, with the quality, with how you can participate, how can I can include my kids with it. Kids are so invited to join, like with the class that has higher prereqs. We also ask that the kids have done several other classes before, that that's also kind to them and their bodies. But what it can create for your home environment, it's beautiful. And I love that. I so enjoy that.
Yeah. Thank you, Doris. And online, you're really not alone. Like you say, we actually have an amazing team that is supporting in so many ways. So, yeah.
Yeah. And then especially right now, maybe like some people are with classes like this, they're saying, I'd rather go away from home and come back after I've experienced whatever. But what if it's also can be a contribution, even if you think it might be stressful? I have a lot of moms, especially, that told me in the last 2 years, I'm not sure I can take a 2 or 3 or 4 day class with you online with the kids around. And I've never said yes or no to that, or said, you must try, but always being the space of like, but what if it's a possibility?
Yeah.
And kids showed up during class different. Like, I have a lot of moms that said, I've never seen my kid like this. they are alive, yeah, but like the relaxation that maybe comes. I can't say it's for everyone, the same, but I've seen a lot of that where I could invite other parents with their kids to not go in stress for the 3-4 days, but to really give it a chance and see how it can come in and change something you could not go, have a solution for it in your head or like need to plan it, but it's just you will know if it works. And yeah, so that is a big gift for me as well. And I see how for a lot of other people.
Cool.
Thank you, Doris. And I would say, as far for like the choice of online and live, really ask a question and see, because sometimes we think, oh, I should stay online because it's easier, or sometimes I'm like, oh, maybe traveling is easier. Like what, like you actually, what I'm glad is that you actually choose for you and with the kids, and like your choice actually creating something different. So that was really cool. And so like we just look what's going to work for you. Yeah, totally. And I know, for example, traveling those days has been really interesting, but if I can give my experience from it, it's actually have been, yes, intense, but also a lot of ease, joy, and glory, actually. So like,
that's so funny. I've traveled, like I've been in Opatia last
yeah,
year. I have been in Italy several times. I've traveled a little bit in the last month, and some people have seen it and asked me, how did you do that? Like someone told me, my sister as well traveled to Italy, but it was like not fun at the border or something. And as you said, I always had Eastern glory. So like also acknowledge you have tools. Like you have tools, you have a whole universe to ask to contribute to you. And sometimes I would drive in my car and also ask all of the contribution I know is out there to assist me right now. It's helping. It's like really if we ask for it in the moment. And I would say also travel for me, the several times I did in the last months were always fun and ease. And so that also to have in mind, maybe, and acknowledge you are different. Knowing these access tools is different. You have all the tools of being magic and having ease if you ask for it.
yeah. Thank you, Doris. And let's all say it. We basically also love it because it's very weird and because it's magical.
Sure. I
It
love it.
allows us to be as weird as we know we can be and beyond even that.
And that is again supports this, if you have been then at this class, like you can't, like it's so undefined and out of everything that like it's also inviting you to start acknowledging and having and claiming your weirdness, right? And to have fun with it. Even when it looks weird for other people or like whatever you have experienced with you being you, but this makes it so much more fun of like, oh well, that's me.
So you get to be weird and happy all at once.
Oh my God. Hey, you too. Thank you so much for.
Thank you, Gaia.
Thank
It's been
you.
awesome
Thank you to you
having you.
too. Well, it was amazing being with you. I hope somewhere, whatever happened here, contributed to more than one person. Who knows? Maybe just one. and and yeah, thank you so much, ladies. I'm looking forward, Sam, to see you in Opatia.
Yes.
Doris, I will be definitely waving at you at the camera and at your kids that are amazing. So
Doris
yeah.
is coming to the advanced body class, so
Maybe, yeah.
Oh,
Let's see if I'm going
oh.
there. I'm not
we
sure, but
won't talk about that on now.
Yeah.
That's a
Okay, well,
different
maybe
subject
you just did a spoiler alert, Sam. So
No.
so
We will
rewind.
see. Yeah, but isn't like I just want at the end say, how did we get so lucky to know each other and so beautiful people around the world, and then get to meet them and get to know them and get to have conversations with them. Like with this conversation again, I'm so truly grateful, and I really like how lucky are we to know that other weird different people out there.
Yeah. True.
Yes.
Right? And we are not alone, even if we think sometimes we're not. So thank you everyone for being here. yeah, let us know. You can comment and wherever you found this video. And we're so looking forward to meeting you live, online, and playing with you and seeing you grow and fly. And Samantha and I go on with conversations. We will see. The next guest is a surprise guest, I think, right now.
Yes.
But look out for these conversations. I love it. Every day there is a new, just a new perspective. Just like, because we are so different. Yesterday we had Desiree Dumont, and yeah. So we'll see you next time. Thank you
Thank
both.
you. And if
Thank
you have
you.
any questions about the symphony class, you're welcome to, get hold of Gaia or myself. We're both hosts and we'll both be live there. There's other hosts as well, Erica and Vladika live, who lives in Croatia. So yeah, just ping us and ask us. We're here for you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.